What's going on, y'all? It's been a little while since you've heard from me, and I just want to let you know that, hey, you know what? Things have been happening. Things have actually been happening. Things have been going on in the background. Dave, Steph, Carol, and me, we came together to have a conversation about what's the future look like? Foreseeable future. What are things that we need to be doing, discussing? What kind of things could we do to help you? What kind of things can we do to bolster the awareness of us to the world? Yeah, so we've been having those conversations, and I just wanted to kind of give a reach out to you to let you know kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. First and foremost, I want to let you know that, we're in very serious business. There's a lot of our friends. We're very serious people, very serious about their art, very serious about their work, very serious about what happens with their work here. And I appreciate that. I 100% get it. But I'm also not that guy. In fact, I have a tendency to be very loud and flamboyant, at least here on the camera. Not necessarily always on time, but when I get here on the camera, I don't know, something, there's a switch that gets flipped in the head, and I just want to be like, Gah! I just want to let go a little bit, and I decided, you know what, let's do that, let's have a little bit more fun, because there's plenty of other people here that are buttoned up about their art, and that's great. You want to be buttoned up about your art, more power to you, but I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna be that guy, and I hope it brings a little levity, brings a little bit more energy, and different kind of energy, and yeah, so let's talk about the things that we want to talk about. Let's talk about things I want to talk about. Just listen to me talk for a second. What's going on, everybody? I'm Dave. If you haven't met me yet, I'm an artist just like you here in Long Beach, California, along with my cohorts, Stephanie Hahn, Dave Clark, Carol Clark. We all are part of Art Clout. I'm the one that doesn't mind getting on the camera. I'm the one that doesn't mind making a fool out of himself in front of my Canon 70D. I don't have a problem with that, and I'm okay being that guy too. I'll let everybody else do the writing. They'll do the social media, and I help with that when I can, when I do, and when I can. Sorry, Steph. Anyway, so I help with it when we can, but this is my forte. This is where I come in. So we're gonna talk about things on camera more often. You're gonna see my pretty face more often talking about the things that we want to talk about. First off, let's talk about money. Let's talk about earning dollar bills off of your art. I had this conversation with my friends, and we were talking about this, and I was saying I really want to kind of get into the entrepreneurial aspects, making money from your art, where to make money from your art, how to make money from your art. No expert, and there's just a myriad of layers to this conversation. I have one experience, and that's my own, and I'll share what I know, but I also know that there are plenty of other people here who do it differently. I know there's plenty of people who have a much different scope about art and are not so much concerned about how much money they make, but rather where that art goes. That's cool too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to see my art up in a museum, but it's not my primary concern. My primary concern, personally, is to get my art sold so that I can put food on the table. Of course, you probably want to get your art sold too, but you want to maybe do it in different ways. You want to get it in a museum, you want to get it as an installation in somebody's company or corporate offices. You may just want to make sure that you're in galleries, and so that you're getting promoted through the galleries and to different dealers and whatnot. We'll talk about all of those things in the future, but what I really just want to kind of reach out to you here now is like, do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any concerns? What is it about making money with your art that you want to talk about, or you want us to discuss? And so we will discuss it. My personal perspective is selling my art. I have an online shop on my website. I have a Shopify shop. I sell my art through that Shopify shop. I also do occasionally sell in person at art fairs. Not nearly as much, not at all right now, but sometimes I do that too. I have been reasonably successful during this time of COVID because I've gathered a certain amount of followers on a platform that maybe you're in, maybe you're not, called TikTok. I've got a notable explosion of people following me there now, and they seem to be buying my stuff. I also sell in different types of ways. I sell things like, I sell canvases, but I also sell cans. I paint these spray cans that I use. Spray cans that I use for my art, I end up turning into art themselves. I don't have one handy. I do journal covers like this. This is kind of a new thing for me. And these have kind of been popular because I think that people right now are being very conscious about getting their thoughts down on paper, getting their maybe it's the sketches or whatnot. I do have sketchbook ones too. So I've been doing these. And I've also been doing some other little things like skateboards and I actually did hats for a little bit because a couple people were asking me, because I had a hat that I designed and people say, how did you do the hat? And I showed the hat and then people were buying them. So I'm like, hey, you want to buy them, I'm gonna sell them to you. But in regards to that, I also want to talk about pricing, because I have had kind of a price revolution in my work. Because I've seen more people be interested in my work, I've been raising my prices. There's only so many hats I can do in a particular time. There's only so many cans, there's only so many canvases, there's only so many stickers, and I do sell stickers too, right? And there's only so many of these things that I can make in a given time, and so when I make them, they need to be worth it. They need to be worth it both to me, for my time and energy, but they also need to have a value for the people that are buying them, because they need to understand that there's value in art. But also what I've discovered is that people pay more attention when you charge more. I've done the whole charging way too little for my work in the past, and I've gradually been increasing my prices. I probably should still be charging more, but the market is kind of demanding. I'm at that point right now where my work is where it's at. I'm selling stuff, but I'm not selling a ton. And so I'm selling enough to say, okay, my prices are probably right for me right now. And as things grow and things get more, like I get more awareness and I get more people following me in all these different places, then maybe I'll build more. That's my perspective, but I want to know your perspective, not just on how you're making money, where you want to make your money, where do you want to put your work, where does your work fit? Do you feel like you're charging enough? Do you feel like you're not charging enough? I want to know all the questions that you have regarding money so that we can talk about them and then share that with everybody in videos like this. Now, cut away. Cut away. Let's talk about the other thing that we were meant to discuss, or I discussed with my friends so I can share it with you, and that is, how do we help you share your work more? And some of you may be aware of the local event, the Open Studio Tour, which normally would be about this time of year, or maybe it's later in the year, I forget, but it's not gonna happen this year. In fact, they have officially canceled it. And so we've kind of been brainstorming about how do we support artists in a similar way. Can we do a virtual tour? Can we do a drive-by tour? Is that something that people would be interested in? Is it something that people have the capability to do? If it's virtual, in what respect? Can it be Zoom calls with people as they just sit up and they share their work? Maybe it's a studio call, or like Open Studio, they go into their studio and you just talk and ask questions to them while they're in there. We don't know, but we want to know what you think. Like, how would you like to be represented? Would you like to have people kind of, like if you had your work kind of posted outside for a day and people did a tour around Long Beach? Would you be interested in that? Or would you be interested in doing a virtual studio tour where you come in with a camera and you show the work? Maybe it's a couple of pieces, maybe it's your whole studio, maybe it's just a corner office in your apartment, maybe it's an overhead of your illustrations. How do you want to be represented? What do you think would be good ideas for us to do to help you get more awareness? Because we want to do that for you. And things are different, obviously. Things are a lot different now, and so we're up for new ideas in regards to how do we help people share their work in new ways, get them found, and maybe make some money. So that's pretty much it. I really just wanted to kind of get this out here to kind of get your vibe, get your ideas, get your thoughts. I want you to share them here in the YouTube video comments, because I am personally not on Facebook anymore. You may be seeing this on our Facebook group, you may be seeing this other places, but I am not on Facebook. So if you are commenting in the Facebook group, I'm not gonna get those messages. So go all the way to the YouTube video and comment on this video, on the comments here, so that we can, number one, get the awareness, spread the video out to other people, make sure you like and make sure you subscribe and do all that other stuff. And then also comment below so that I can read it and then we can talk about it. Cool? Cool. In the next video, I'm gonna go in deep on my own personal process, and you're actually gonna see my screen of all the things that I do once I make a piece of art, how I get it out, how do I get it up on a website, how do I sell it, how do I promote it, how do I push it. We're gonna talk about that in depth and then get your thoughts on that. But until then, remember, be good today, be even better tomorrow. See you guys.